Chris Ockelbeck here with Austin Hindman and Lafayette grad who's headed to Mizzou here, and just about the world, the triathlon, and obviously last September win the World Junior Triathlon down in Cozumel, and you said you've been to Europe this summer and had a couple of races with some of the big guys, not just juniors, but the best of the best in the world, and so in September you'll try to defend your title in Belgium?
Rotterdam, Netherlands.
Okay. Tell me just your thoughts on how this summer went, and then how that sets you up to defend your title in September.
Yeah, this summer was it was good. There were a lot of lessons to be learned. I think it started out, after such a big track season. It started out, I was feeling kind of tired and just needed a bit of rest. But we've been building back up since then. I've had some good training, some good experiences in races. Kind of my first time racing at the highest level, and so I think I'm going to be set up well to go into defending my title and another world championship. So obviously going to try and double the world championships and do everything I can, but really just do my best.
Yeah. Any new guys that'll be eligible this year that'll be threats to you, or do you feel confident that if you're on top of your game and healthy that you'll be right there and have a good chance to win it all?
Yeah, I think if I'm at 100%, I'll have a good chance to win it again. But it's tough. It's a world championship, so there's so many guys that if you're off by a little bit, they're gonna get you. So you really gotta be on it, and nothing's ever for sure. So it's going to be a battle for sure. But there's a lot of good guys going into this year. A lot of guys returning who raced last year. So it'll be interesting.
What's the distance? Remind me the distance on the swim and the bike.
It's a 750-meter swim and 20K bike.
Okay. And which, like you said, you started out, you're really successful in the swim. Where are you happy with where your swimming and biking skills are these days, and how much time do you work on transition?
Training? I'm happy with where my swim and bike are right now. I think there's a bit more fitness to come before Worlds, but I think I'm in a good spot, and with transitions, it's kind of that part that a lot of people leave out, but
you practice putting on your shoes and putting on your gear, and
you have to. It's free, it's free time. So and if you mess it up, that could be the race, especially in draft legal racing like I do, like what's in the Olympics. And if you mess up a little bit, you lose that pack, and once you lose contact, it's so much harder to get back on. So definitely, it's the little things that you have to practice, getting your shoes on, getting your bike shoes on, putting your helmet on, taking it off. If it's a wetsuit swim, getting that on and off. So
what was the biggest? Was there one or two big things that you learned out of training or racing in Europe this summer that you got from competing against not just the best juniors, but some of the best guys and Olympians?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to be learned. I think a lot of it was actually just watching how they prepare for races, that week before. Everything is really specific and really dialed to their individual needs, and so I think that was a big, there's a lot to be learned from that, and just seeing kind of how they prepare and put together good races. So.
How frustrating is it in the sense that you could be in just perfect condition and have transitions down right, and that a race may come down to your equipment failure? Is that you just accept that early on, or is that something you still get frustrated with and throw a bike when a bike chain breaks? Or
yeah, it's definitely, it's frustrating when it happens. In preparation you try and do everything you can to avoid it, but sometimes there's only so much you can do, and little things slip by. But it's one of those things you have to accept that every once in a while it's going to happen.
Sure.
You can't control everything, but you do what you can, to prevent it from happening. And unfortunately, this summer it happened a few times. A few mechanicals on the bike, but you know, just going into Worlds, triple check everything.
Sure.
Make sure it's running right.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're confident going in with how everything's going to work, I think you've got a pretty good shot at,
sure,
you know, nothing going wrong.
Cool. Another quick break here.